Hi, welcome back. Now, we had mentioned about collecting and finding a place where you get your personality assessed and analysed. Now, really, it's better if you've already done that, but if you haven't, well, let's have a look at this anyway. And what we're going to look at is, how does personality actually affect, what effects personality have on us and the engagement process? Let's consider the following. If this here is us, how does personality affect us? Well, it affects certainly the way in which we think. But more specifically, it affects the way in which we perceive reality. So for example, if two of us are in a board meeting and at the end we say, how do you think that went? One person could say, that was a fantastic pitch. Whereas the other one might say, I think it fell flat. So it's certainly personality affects the way we think, but it also affects the way the people we're trying to influence think. So their perception of reality is affected by personality. Now, if we superimpose on this the classic communication model, which is us presenting information to the source or rather the target, and the target feeding back on occasion what's going on. Now, that would be a nice model. However, where personality affects us is actually it affects what we say and how we say it. So it will also affect what the other person says and how they say it. But this one's subtler and more important, perhaps it affects how we interpret what the other person says and how they interpret what we say. So you can see there's 6 places where personality comes into play. But even more significant is that it's estimated that within communication, up to 80% is what's called non-verbal communication. Our body language, our tone of voice. And that, if you like, we could say, if you like, maybe it's the habits that we have. And indeed it's the habits of the other person. This is what's creating the non-verbal communication. So our personality is determining a lot about our non-verbal communication. So in all of these areas, this is coming into play, either aiding our communication and aiding buying, or indeed acting as a screen. And so on some occasions, more than a screen, it can be acting as red flags. It can be like you are pressing the wrong buttons. So when we look at personality, and I hope you'll analyse and go back to those sites and find somewhere to analyse your personality, you'll be able to realise when are you hitting people's hot buttons and when are you actually smoothing over. And there'll be another video when we look at the practicalities of this, of how do we do it and what does it look like. But for now, I hope this has encouraged you. Get that personality module done and start to look at other people and look at yourself. Thank you very much.